Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here again. And unfortunately, Konami did it again. So, according to the website, April 1st will be our release for Speed Duel. So, in the meantime, let's build off of this week's common charity build and give you guys an updated Harpie deck list. And don't mind the two-tone sleeves. That's just how I'm keeping Celestial's cards separate from my own. A bulk of the main deck comes from her, and a bulk of the extra deck actually comes from me. So really cool little collaboration. I hope that you guys enjoy this. So let's get you guys a list. First card up is going to be Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I know what you're thinking. The card to play that's dead. It's on the ban list. No, it's not. There's something else I'm going to teach you guys today, and I think moving forward, especially with people who play like Tri-Brigade and stuff, this may end up being something of note that you guys all try. Additionally, I'm going to make everybody else mad by getting straight into the Harpies now. So, real quick, 3 copies of Channeler. I just love the effects. I'll explain that when we go through the deck then. 3 copies, Harpie Lady 1. She actually had 2 original dual terminals, and then I gave her the dual terminal rare that just does not want to show off its rarity from our Hidden Arsenal collection. Oh my goodness, just believe me that that's what it is. You're going to want to run 3 of this, and the reasoning is going to be we need Effect Monster, and you'll probably figure that out pretty quickly here too. We're also going to run a single copy of the Harpie Lady Sisters, and this is going to be as just that one extra piece to make sure that our Elegant Egotists all get used. Moving forward, we're going to have 3 copies of the Harpie Oracle. We're going to give the camera just a half second to just kind of focus. There we go. 3 copies of the Harpie Perfumer, because again, we're allowed to use these now that we're not playing Common Charity, and these are just a huge bonus to the deck. We're going to stick to 2 copies Harpie Queen, and to round it out, you guys may have figured out that we're going to be playing Dragoon, as I kept talking about needing effect monsters. So obviously we're going to need our Red Eyes and our Dark Magician. So go ahead, take your notes, guys. Do the little screen cap, and I'm going to go ahead and clean the table off for you guys. Be right back. All right, here we go. Let's get the spells knocked out for you. We're going to start this time with 3 copies of the Alluring Mirror Split. And apparently that is too far up on the table today. So 3 of those. We're going to run a single copy Double or Nothing, because again, when I build these decks to OTK, I like to mix in a control aspect and a big beating stick aspect. And so like the whole Utopia double play still fits. I'm still very capable of mastering that for this deck. 3 copies of the spell card Elegant Egotist. Again, kind of a needed card. Single copy Harpie's Feather Duster would be higher if we were allowed. 2 copies Harpie Hunting Ground. And again, kind of the same reason. We're running 2 of this. We're running 2 copies of the Queen. It should break down to just about having the same thing as if we did 3 field spells and a terraforming, while we're keeping everything more to the theme. 3 copies Hysteric Sign, because again, the Elegant Egotist is very important. Single copy Monster Reborn, because base extender. 2 copies Raigeki, because board breaker. Single copy Red Eyes Fusion for consistency. And our surprise tech card that's going to let us play that beautiful Barrier Statue every time we want. 2 copies of Swallow's Nest. This allows us to tribute a face of winged beast that we control to special summon another one with the same level. So again, as long as we do one of our 4-star Harpies, what we're going to do is create another lock barrier for our opponent to have to deal with. And this will also help us trade out between different Harpie names in a pinch. But this is definitely a very cool 2 of. I would recommend it. And then we're just going to continue into the traps, guys. There's only 5. I believe this was a 42 card build today. 3 copies of the Feather Storm, because again, we're allowed to use our foils today. So let's do it. Best hand trap these guys could have, or I suppose girls. And then 2 copies of the Hysteric Party. Just really helps us do like the whole flooded field effect should we end up in a control aspect before we end up in a go for game aspect. So give you guys a second, kind of move these ones down just a little bit, make the screen capture, pause it, make the notes, whatever you guys got to do. Be right back with the extra deck. All right, now to start off the extra deck, obviously I like to go through the motions of when cards were sort of released. So we're going to start off with our one fusion, the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Kind of obvious, we got to play it now that we've played everything else to make sure that we can. Single copy of Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. It's cool. It's probably the only synchro outside of maybe Ulta Maya Zolkin that I don't know if it actually requires tuners. I think Zolkin may. I'm not 100%. But it's very cool, and it does have a different type of disruptive effect. So just one. If you want, you can obviously play more. Build this deck however you can to give it a try. Going into our Xyz, we are going to play Divine Arsenal Zeus. We are going to play Exciton Knight. We are going to play number 39 and 39 Utopia doubles. And again, this is just such a small part of the deck. This is a win condition. This is usually a control to win condition. It just is what it is. And then we're going to go into our links. Because again, obviously, we're going to play a bunch of links because we have the ability to just link build like crazy in this deck. So it's going to be single copy Apollosa and Boral Sword. We're going to play the one of for the Harpie Conductor today. We're going to have the IP Masquerena and all three of the Nightmares that I normally play. Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. We obviously needed to make a little bit of room for the Predaplate Verde Anaconda to make sure that our Dragoon play goes off. And one copy Underworld Goddess. Because again, we can build such a big board so fast, we don't even really have to rely on IP Masquerena. And I mean, we can catch our opponent during their turn with this, but we don't exactly have to. So if you guys were just here for the list today, I do want to take a second. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I want you guys to maybe say thank you to Celestial down in the comments section for lending us so many of these Harpie cards to use today. And again, if you guys want to subscribe to the channel and support us, that'd be great. Additionally, just keep watching the channel. Keep coming back, guys. Obviously, Speed Duel, whenever Konami decides that we get it, we will go and we will go hard. I did hear back from two of our contestants from the previous giveaway series. Two of them have received their gifts. Awesome. Just waiting to hear back from the rest. Hopefully that all goes well. And for those of you that were just here for the list, go have a great day. Go do something for yourself. Everybody else, we are going to do the whole thing where we go over all the effects for some reason because I like to torture myself. And today I decided we'd start with the extra deck because it's just right. It's right here. So again, Dragoon, we're going to play this off Verde Anaconda's effect. Once we do have this, we are going to be able to destroy 2 monsters per turn because we're going to be using 2 normal monsters to put this together. If we do, we can inflict damage to the opponent equal to the monster's original attack that we did destroy, which is fine. And you get to use this effect a number of times per turn, like I said, based on the normal monsters used for the fusion summon. Now, the control aspect here is once per turn when a card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you may discard 1 card, negate the activation. If you do, destroy the card. And if you were able to destroy the card, you additionally get to give this card a permanent 1,000 points. The other thing that makes it amazing is this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and neither player can target it with card effects. So, pretty awesome, and definitely boss level. Again, kaijus tend to rip through it. Cyber Slash. For the instance of this deck, 1 Harpie monster may be treated as the tuner. So at this point, a Harpie plus an Elegant Egotist equals Cyber Slash. So just go ahead and do it. This name does become Harpie Lady Field Engrave. When a spell or trap or effect is activated except damage step quick effect, you can target a monster your opponent controls or a Harpie that you control and return that target to the hand. So again, kind of a weird disruption, kind of good depending on how the situation is. But again, kind of a skip sometimes. You can only use this effect once per turn, and it is a decent 2,600, so that's not too bad either. You guys should know Divine Arsenal Zeus. He's got a very board-flipping, wipe the field effect. Exciton Knight, same thing. If we get behind, this is a great way to go. Utopia and double, we want to play the double first, detach material, add the double or nothing, then slide evolve over to Utopia. Now that we've done that, Utopia's attack is going to be doubled. It can't attack directly anymore. And what we'll do from there is Utopia will attack, negate his own attack off his own effect. Double or nothing will then take him from 5k to 10k. So as long as you hit 2k or less, that should be the game stroke right there. Very good. Apollosa here for blocking monster effects. Sporal Sword for punching over. Harpie Conductor. We talked about this yesterday, day before. Pretty cool. 2 wind monsters. Card's name becomes Harpie Lady while on field and grave. Each of the following effects can be used once per turn. First effect, if a Harpies you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you may destroy a spell trap you control instead. Again, this tends to kick off our own effects. And second effect, if another face-up Harpie monster you control returns to your hand, except damage step, you can target one special summon monster the opponent controls and bounce that card as well. So again, with like the Harpie slash effect, being able to bounce things, we could in fact get a double bounce by, well, no, you wouldn't get a double bounce, but you would be able to bounce your own card and then be able to tag up one of your opponent's cards as well. Different. It's definitely fun. IP Masquerena letting us play some shenanigans during the opponent's turn. Cerberus for the special summon monster. Phoenix for the back row. Unicorn for the card that wants to go back to the deck. Verde Anaconda does require the 2 effect monsters, which is why we stuck away from playing the Unexpected Die and the normal non-effect Harpie Ladies today. Total choice. Had to do it in order to do this to lend the consistency here. We could turn a card into a dark monster since we're not running super polys in the main. There's no need to talk about this or Starving Venom. But we can pay the 2k, send that Red Eyes Fusion from our deck to the discard. This effect will become that effect, allowing us to use those cards from the hand deck field in order to special summon. After we use this effect, we will not be able to special summon for the remainder of the turn. So fair is fair. And Underworld Goddess, a ton of effects. 4+ effect monsters for a Link 5. You can also use a monster your opponent controls as material. If this is Link summoned, you negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. This card, having been Link summoned, is unaffected by opponent activated effects unless they target this card specifically. And then, of course, once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a card or cards back from the graveyard, you can just negate that for free as a quick effect. So, extra deck, pretty cool, and actually pretty standard for my playstyle. Again, if you guys don't have some of those cards, because again, I do understand that Underworld Goddess is nearly $30. Verde Anaconda is not exactly cheap. Boral Sword is not exactly cheap. Dragoon is definitely not cheap. Just substitute and play however you guys like. Again, this is a casual channel. Just be fun with it. Play some more Slash Harpies. Play some more of the Conductor. Whatever you guys like. Going into the main deck, though, we do have the Channeler, and this is important because the Channeler can help us extend. You can discard a Harpie card, so it doesn't even need to be a monster. Special summon 1 Harpie monster from the deck in defense, which does not stop us from linking or going into Xyz summoning, or in the case of the Harpie slash effect, synchronizing. So very, very versatile here. You can only use this effect once per turn. And while you control a dragon monster, this card's level would become 7. Again, if you guys were playing the Harpie's Pet Dragon, you could play the Harpie's Pet Dragon out of this. You can go into some rank 7 plays. So again, if you have, I want to say it's Mecha Phantom Beast, Draco Sack, and number something, like number 9 Big Eye, those are very viable options here. You could even go into, I want to say it's the Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. And then when you link with that, if you choose to link it off, and it leaves the field, then you can go into Odd Eyes Pendulum, or Vortex, sorry, is the fusion monster. So again, there's a slightly more budgeted option for you that you guys could play. Harpie 1, we went over this the other day. It's always treated as Harpie Lady, including or especially when deck building. And all it does is win monsters gain 300. This does stack, so you could use that. And of course, I do have the Hidden Arsenal copy. I wanted to treat her and kind of buff it up, but again, for some reason, the original dual terminals, they just show up way better in a sleeve than this one is. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. Harpie Lady Sisters, just another name for the Egotist play. And again, allows us to get that 5-star or more Harpie plays off. And of course, you can see this one's from my my common charity selection, as this one is actually in the blue sleeve. Harpie's Oracle, or sorry, Harpie Oracle. Name is, of course, Harpie Lady, Field and Grave. Each effect once per turn. First effect, if you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, like Sisters, you can special summon this from the hand. So again, another good extender. And again, remember, this is a once per turn extension. If this is normal or special summoned, you can add one spell trap from your graveyard to the hand that lists Harpie Sisters in the text during the end phase of the turn. So we will go over those and we will say what's an Oracle target at the end of this. Perfumer, another great card that I was super excited to be able to use. Name becomes Harpie, of course, field and grave. If is normal or special summon, add a spell trap from the deck to the hand. Specifically lists the Sisters in the text. This is more useful than the Oracle. The Oracle is here for the extension mostly. If you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpie when you activated this effect, again, see Lady Sisters, then you can add a second card that follows the same ruling with a different name from the first. Each effect once per turn, and again, just good card altogether. Queen, going to allow us to discard to add the Hunting Ground from deck to hand, and of course, name change on field and grave. Barrier Statue is going to be our stallish play, our lockdown play. Neither player can summon special summon except wind. So as long as you got this guy out, you should be fine. And again, targets for our Dragoon. Going into our spells, we're going to start off with the Alluring Mirror Split. First effect, not as important as the second effect. First effect saying if a Harpie Lady or Sisters is destroyed by battle, we can special summon one Harpie monster from the deck with a different original name than the destroyed monster. If this card you control is destroyed by Harpie's card effect or opponent's card effect, which is more than likely, we can target a Harpie monster in the graveyard, special summon it. Each effect once per turn. So this is an extra monster reborn for Harpies once per turn. Double or Nothing goes for game. Egotist plays out a Harpie Lady or Sisters. And again, I didn't say this, but Mirror Split is Oracle target. Egotist is Oracle target. Also Perfumer. So you can target both of these. And again, this lets us play a Harpie Lady. So this is where we need the ones to make sure that they are Harpie Lady. Because this is going to count for the deck not when on field or grave. So this is what's going to allow us to really solidify our Link 2 or our Xyz plays. Feather Duster, just destroy all spell traps. You guys know this. This is good. Hunting Ground, all wing beasts gain 200 attack defense. If any Harpie Lady or Sisters, since it's in quotes, guys, again, target for Oracle and Perfumer, is normal or special summoned. Player conducting the summon targets a spell trap on the field and destroys the target. In the case of a multiple summon, we'll skip back to the Hysteric Party real quick. This is one target, not enough targets to equal out the amount of characters that you just played. This does go by instance. The Hysteric Sign, when activated, adds one Elegant Egotist from deck or discard to your hand. During the end phase, if this is in the graveyard because it was sent there that turn, from the hand or the field, add up to 3 Harpie cards. Not going to say whether they're monsters, spells, or traps, with different names from each other from the deck to the hand. Use one effect per turn and only once that turn. So if you could avoid destroying this one on the same turn that you activate it, you can get both effects. But if not, it's okay. Again, mostly here because I wanted to get the Egotist to my hand. Reborn, simple extension. Geki, Field Breaker. Red Eyes Fusion for the Verde Anaconda play. Swallow's Nest. Tribute a face-up Wing Beast that you control. Special summon a Wing Beast with the same level from the deck. And again, this will allow you to go into maybe your Perfumer. More often than not, I was using this to set into my Barrier Statue. Just the way I play it. The Feather Storm allows us a bit of the best hand trap in this deck. If you control a Wind Wing Beast monster until the end of the turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. So it's an effect veiler for the entire turn. Counts for hand traps and everything. Because it doesn't say monsters that they control. It just says monster effects they activate. So again, you just get a free play turn. Your opponent basically just has to look at you and say, sure. If you control a Harpie monster, however, you can activate this from the hand. Makes it even better. If this card in the owner's spell trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, we can add Harpie's Feather Duster from the deck or the discard back to the hand. So now Harpie's Feather Duster is searchable and recyclable. So if you're going to play a Harpie's deck or any bird deck, go ahead, play these. They're 100% fine. And then the Hysteric Parties. You activate this by discarding one card from your hand. Special summon as many copies of Harpie Lady as possible. When this leaves the field, destroy those monsters. It does stay on the field if all the monsters go, so you can go ahead and play a big link board like we did on yesterday's kind of like walkthrough. Well, we only did like one test hand. And again, this will allow you to just play a big board. And then when you activate it, you can go ahead and kill off the field spell, do whatever you got to do. So this way you could go ahead and play another big board. It'll be fine. So that is the deck. I kind of confused myself by doing the extra deck first. I almost did it twice. I want to take another second. Thank you guys for watching through this. And just tell you guys to have a great day, okay? Go do something for yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.